guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to see everybody here. Wow, a whole bunch of new ones too. Who's out there? I see Camden and Caleb and Addison. Hi. Who else? Amelia. Hello. Gregory. Hi. Oh my, look at everybody. Well, welcome. I'm super excited for today. Yesterday was amazing. We had such a good time celebrating my half birthday and making cakes. And your artwork. I have had so many cake artworks come my way. I am just blown away. You all are amazing little artists, and you just keep getting better and better each day. You know who else was an artist last night? Spencer. Do you want to take a peek at his artwork? Check this out. He calls it a meowsterpiece. He went and undid all the toilet paper and dragged it through the house. What a nuts. Well, we'll let him have his little meowsterpiece while we create our own today. We're going to talk about something called a triptych. A triptych. Have any of you heard that word before? No? A triptych is an artwork that is made up of 3 panels. When we look at the word triptych, it's spelled right here. The first part is T-R-I. Whenever we see the words T-R-I, it usually means 3. So for example, we have something like triangle. Triangle. T-R-I means 3. Triangles have 3 sides as well as 3 angles. Another word that has T-R-I is tricycle. What do you think tricycle has 3 of? I heard it. 3 wheels. Here's a picture. It has 3 cycles or wheels. So with triptych, it's an artwork with 3 panels. 3 pieces of it have art on it. Another word, before we keep going with triptych, is bi. Bi means 2. Whenever you see a word with bi in the beginning, you can assume it means 2 of something. For example, bicycle. Yeah, I heard someone said it, 2 wheels. How about this word? Bilingual. I know a lot of you out there are probably bilingual. Some might be trilingual. What does bilingual mean? Yeah, it means you speak 2 languages. If you're trilingual, what did tri mean? Yeah, awesome. 3, you speak 3 languages. So that's a fun little thing with English, is sometimes it gives us hints about what a word means if we take it apart. So let's go back to our triptych. Here's a picture of a triptych. Usually triptychs are found in churches or for altar pieces. It would have a main panel in the middle, and then on the 2 sides it has 2 smaller panels. These panels usually would tell a story. They would go together. They would be cohesive. The 2 panels on the sides many times are able to be shut closed, and on the outside of that is kind of like a door. It's very cool, and it was started a long time ago. What we're going to do is we're going to look at a few of Wayne Thiebaud's artworks, and we're going to morph them and mold them and mush them together and put it into our triptych. So take a look at these. So far we've actually seen his cakes painting. Remember that one? That one was really cool, right? And then we saw his lemon cake painting, which was delicious, yummy, yummy. Well, now we're going to look at some of his ice cream paintings. So here we go. Yep, there's one. Quite stunning, right? 3 ice cream cones, and they're in their little holders. Do you see the shadows? Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, here's another. Bright colors. We can almost tell that the ice cream was just freshly scooped on top of the cone, right? We get this sense because of the way he moved the paint on his canvas. And this is one of my favorites. Take a peek at this one. They're smiling. Isn't that fantastic? Puts a little twist, because usually when we eat ice cream, we smile. Tastes good in our bellies. So today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna draw 3 ice cream cones. We're gonna put it into our triptych, and we're just gonna have a fantastical time. So you need today white paper, a large sheet. I had told in the description below, there's a Google Doc that said 11 by 14. You also need a smaller sheet of black paper and white paper. You will need pencil, crayons, black marker, and today we're going to be using scissors and glue. So go ahead and round those up, and I will see you at my table in 2 snaps of a finger click. Okie dokie, here we are. I'm at my table. I've got my scissors. You do not have to have these big gigantic scissors. That's what was just close by for me. I have my marker, which I'll be drawing with. You'll probably be using a pencil, but this is for tracing later. My crayons, I have my glue stick, and my paper. Before we get started, like I always do, let me show you what we're working on. Ta-da! So here's our triptych. We have 1, 2, 3 panels, and each one has a different artwork on it. I made my 2 on the outside match, and the one in the middle is the main focus. So we're gonna walk through this step by step together and just have a great old time. Let me move this out of the way. The first thing you're going to want is your white paper, the smaller white paper, not your large one. And when you have that, you're going to have it going this direction, which we call landscape. Remember, this one is portrait. We're making it go in the landscape direction. Now, through any of this, always remember, if you need to pause the video, go right ahead. If you need to rewind or something like that, that's fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna divide our paper into 3 sections. Watch what I do. I'm going to take the 2 outside edges and fold them in so they meet in the middle. Did you see that? I'll do it again. I'm gonna take the 2 outside edges, fold them in so they meet in the middle. Once I have that, I'm gonna push my hands down so they'll kind of stay in place. And then I'm gonna crease it really, really good on both sides. Okay, I'll do one more time. Again, if you need a pause, go right ahead. So take the 2 outside edges, fold them up so they meet in the middle, and then you're gonna crease each side. Excellent. Now what I want you to do is take your scissors, and you see that crease that we made? We're gonna go ahead and cut on that crease. Straight down. So I've got one small little skinny piece here. I'm gonna cut on this side where the other crease is. Okay, and now they're all separated. So I had 2 creases, I got 3 pieces of paper now. We're going to draw our ice cream first. My 2 little ones and my large one. So go ahead and get your pencil and let's get started. As always, I'm using my marker so you guys can see better. And we'll start with a little one first. So move your other 2 papers out of the way. You're gonna have it going the tall direction. This is portrait. We had said this direction was landscape. And we're gonna draw 1 ice cream cone. We're gonna do the letter V towards the middle bottom, not up to the top. You got that? Wonderful. Now we're going to do a bunch of letter U's. U, U, and they're all connected. U, U. Wonderful, look at you guys. And lastly, we're going to do an upside down U to make the top of the ice cream. It's pretty simple, right? also, when we have the cones, they have that pattern in them. The waffle cone, they look like they've got little indentations. So this is how we're gonna do that. We're gonna draw straight lines that are diagonal. They look like they're sort of falling over from the ice cream to one side of the cone. Maybe 3, maybe 4, you don't need too many. And then we're gonna do the same thing from the other side. So we're gonna start on this side, and we're gonna draw some going the opposite way. You're gonna make like a checkered pattern. You guys are doing great. All right, when you're done with that one, move it out of the way. Get your other skinnier paper, have it in the portrait position, remember? Landscape, portrait. Very good, here we go. How did we start with this ice cream? Yeah, with the letter V. So you're gonna do a pretty large V on the bottom half of your paper, not the top. Don't start it in, you'll start it about in the middle, and you're gonna go straight down. And then what letter did we use to do the bottom part of our ice cream? U, excellent. So some U's all hooked together. Good job. And lastly, we're gonna put a big upside down U to make the top of the ice cream. And let's go ahead and add in our lines so that way it looks like a waffle cone. So they're gonna go from the bottom of the ice cream to one side of the cone. These are diagonal lines. They kind of look like they're falling over. We'll do it on the other side. Excellent job, guys. Move that ice cream out of the way when you're ready. And get your last piece of paper, the bigger sheet that was from the middle of our original paper. Again, we're putting it in the portrait position. Remember? Landscape, portrait. We're gonna do the same thing and make a V. This time it's gonna be quite a bit bigger because our paper is bigger. Got that? Good. Now let's do the U's for the bottom of our ice cream. You might have to do a few more because this paper again is bigger, so it'll take a few more to get all the way across. And with this ice cream, we're gonna do more than one scoop. We're gonna jazz it up a little bit. We're gonna add a little spunk to our triptych. So when we do our top, we're not gonna go all the way around. We're gonna do a partial U on this side and a partial one on this side. There should be a big space in the middle. For our second scoop, we have to go do our U's again. U, 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 U. Not as many as the first time because it's a little bit smaller now. And I think we're gonna make this a triple decker ice cream. 3 scoops, so partial U, partial U. We've got to add our bottom for our last scoop. Mine might hit off the top of the paper, but that's okay. U, U, U. And this final scoop, we can actually connect all the way over. The final step is to add our lines for our waffle cone. Those lines are diagonal. They go from the ice cream itself to the side of the cone. And we need to put them the other way as well. And at this point, I want you to pause the video. I want you to go over your lines with the black marker and then go ahead and color it in. When you color, this is your project. Maybe you want to have rainbow ice cream, so each one's going to be a rainbow. Maybe you want mint chips, so you'll do one green with some black dots, cookie dough, butter pecan. Maybe you want to make some new flavors all of your own, like toenail grease and hot lava. How about some magic butterfly sparkles and a scoop of strawberry flambe. So right now, pause, take your time, enjoy coloring, and when you're ready, push play. Okay, so ready for the next step. Here are mine, they're done. I made Lemonade Love, and I did the same one on this side. I did my paw print special, my red hot sherbet, and my luscious rainbow flavored coolness. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut these out. So get your scissors and very carefully, you're going to cut along your line. If you notice, as I cut, I turn my paper rather than making my whole arm turn. It makes it a little bit easier. So my one hand does the cutting, this one. The other hand does the holding and the turning of the paper. I'm going to move my scrap out of the way and leave one there. I do ice cream numero dos. I'm very excited to see all the flavors you guys have come up with. We could actually start our own ice cream store called Artistic Creations. So scrap over here, ice cream 2 is cut, and then we're going to cut our last one. Remember, if you need to take a break, go ahead and pause the video so that way you can keep up. I might cut a little bit faster than you, just because I've got a few more years of cutting practice under my belt. And if you're having a hard time with your scissors, possibly ask mom or dad or somebody nearby if they might be able to give you a hand. Especially if you're a little bit of a youngster, scissor cutting skill does take time. Scrap out of the way. Ice cream 3 is done. I'm gonna move my scissors up for just a second. I'm actually gonna move all 3 ice creams out of the way because now what we're going to do is get our black paper. Remember in the beginning when we folded the white paper, we made the outside meet to the middle? We're gonna do that again for this one. If you see, here's the example. We're gonna be creating this little bit of like a background. So having your paper going landscape position, you're gonna take both outside edges that are so far away, and you're going to beep, 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 and bring them close together. Did you see that? I'll do it again. Outside edges, and bring them up and close together. And then I push my hands straight down so they make a little bit of a crease. Then I go and I make the crease even better with my fingers on both sides. And remember, when we open it, we've got our 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, because we're working on a triptych. T-R-I, tri, means 3. Go ahead and get your scissors again. And like we did with the white paper, we're going to cut on that crease that we made. Very carefully, hold your paper with one hand and let the other hand do the scissor moving. Got one cut, I'll put it down here. I'm gonna move over to this side. I've got 3 cuts. So 2 creases gave me 3 pieces of paper. At this point, we are done with our scissors, so you can move them far out of the way. We're going to also take our 3 pieces of black paper and move them out of the way. And we are going to get our large piece of white paper. You got it? Super. Just like we did with our black and our smaller white paper, we are going to do that same fold where we take the outside edges and we bring them into the middle to meet. So paper's going landscape position. Outside edges are going to get close together, meet in the middle, and then you're going to push them down. Got that? Great. Now you're going to go ahead and open it, and this time we're not going to cut it. You can flatten it down just a little bit. Now we're going to start gluing. So I'm going to be using a glue stick. I prefer this because the wet glue gets a little bit runny sometimes, and we're not using super big amounts of paper. I'm going to take my first small strip. I'm going to put some glue on the back of it. I'm going to lay it in the right side triptych panel. Not all the way at the top, not all the way at the bottom, somewhat in the middle. I'm going to press it down sort of good. I'm going to get the one for the middle section, which would be right here. I'm going to get a little more glue on my stick. Ready? Go ahead and you can follow along with me. You've got a good amount of glue on the back. Oops. Go ahead and flip it over and place it in the middle. Not all the way at the top, not all the way at the bottom, in the middle. It's like double middle. It's in the middle of the triptych and it's in the middle of the paper. And last but not least, our other small one. Go ahead, get some glue on the back of it. Flip it over, place it in the middle. Great. If you notice, like in mine, that some of the edges are coming up because you didn't get glue there, don't pick your whole paper up. Just pull it back, put a little glue on the white paper, and then smush it back down. It'll do the trick. Do one down here. Okay. And last step, we're gonna put on our ice cream. I'm gonna lay it out so I know where I'm putting everything. I'm gonna flip it over, put some glue on the back, and I'm gonna place it within the middle of the black paper. So we've got the white paper, the black paper in the middle of that, and then our ice cream in the middle of that. Move on to my middle piece now. Get some good glue on the back. Flip it over. And we've got that one. Again, I notice my top isn't gluing down, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the black paper and stick it down with my hand. Okay, last one. You all are doing fantastic. Here we go. Glue on the back. Flip it over. Place it in the middle. And we have just created a triptych ice cream masterpiece. How beautiful. If you would like to, you can close up the doors of the triptych and design this outside area. You can make it look like an actual door and put 2 little doorknob handles. Maybe you want to trick people so they don't find your hidden ice cream and make it turn into a window They think, why would you open a window? Well, because there's good, yummy ice cream inside. So that's up to you. For now, I'm going to end here. I'm going to meet you on the other side to give you a nice goodbye. All right, way to go. High fives all around. Virtual, that is. I had such a great time today. I cannot wait to see the artwork that you guys start creating and send my way. I'm curious to see the ice cream flavors you came up with, because I know with this creative crew out there, you guys have some wild ideas. So I want you to spend the rest of the day or the time that it takes you to finish your artwork. Enjoy, have fun. Get a little fresh air if you can. Move and groove to the music. And we'll plan to meet here again tomorrow for our last day of Sweet Treats Week. Don't worry, all next week is already planned. Anyway, Miss Kate needs to calm down. I'm just so excited. I have so much fun with you guys as always. Have a beautiful rest of today, and I will catch you on the flip side.